All right, we are back for episode 3. This episode is all about addressing some of our own challenges in our marketing that we're looking to solve. And hopefully by us talking about it and discussing it as a team, our audience will gather some good information and be able to use it for their own purposes.
Yeah, it's so important to talk about the different strategies that can help improve your business. And, we've had our fair share of challenges being business owners, and video marketing really helps with that. So let's just jump right in. Let's talk about lead quality.
Yeah, so ChatGPT actually helped us generate this entire stack of paper where it's giving us all the different aspects of marketing to address and the variables to fine-tune for our marketing.
All right, so let's break it down. So we have the first one of lead quality. So why is lead quality so important in the sales and marketing approach for a business?
Well, lead quality, without strong leads and without people that have high intent to buy from you, it almost derails your entire sales pipeline from the get-go. And the beauty of video is every time you produce consistent and high enough quality videos that convey your value proposition and the story of your brand, it just helps to alleviate that burden of kind of having lower quality leads that you have to then send your business development team out to try to nurture.
Yeah, I like that. Good quality leads helps, especially with video, and then you won't have to worry about those bad leads because they're not going to come in.
It's true.
So you could just ignore them.
Yeah,
Rest
and
assured,
then
right?
that ties into focusing on your SEO, because the more you enhance your SEO presence and your SEO scores, that coincides with your lead quality because it's always high intent people through those keyword search terms.
So let's break that down a little bit for people that are still trying to define their target audience.
Well, the target audience probably goes back just to the idea of who's actually going to be doing the signature, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to be actually putting their credit card information in and making a sale.
Yeah.
And that's where having the access to the decision maker is so critical. The more that your videos or your marketing in general speaks to the decision makers and speaks to their pain points, the easier it is going to be to close deals.
Absolutely. Decision maker accountability, right? So let's move on a little bit to the follow-ups, like the follow-up process and how video marketing is a huge part to your sales pipeline. Yeah.
I mean, that's the whole point of our marketing right now is the follow-up efficiency, just kind of being omni-channel through YouTube, Facebook, Instagram especially, working on our LinkedIn into our overall 6 to 12 month goal. But the follow-up for top of channel and top of funnel awareness is so critical because there's just so much noise online right now.
It's important to just stay top of mind, right? You as a business owner, you want to get in front of those people, your friends, family members, partners, colleagues, stakeholders, all the people that are the people that are supporting you in your business. You want to get in front of those people because you never know. Those are the people that can also help you too.
The value perception, right? What is your inherent value as a company to what you're doing for other people?
Yeah, I think that's the difference between if we say broke down a specific topic, what topic comes to mind for you, Bill, as a business owner?
For the value that we provide to others?
Yeah.
I think it just goes back to that focus on extremely high quality, and the fact that we do combine art with commerce to make it an effective video campaign. Because if you just focus on the art, you're going to have a really nice, high quality piece of content. But without implementing all of these other data points and having the video actually serve your marketing process, it's going to not be as effective as it could be.
Yeah, you definitely have to cut through that noise, and storytelling is key. Your story matters. You hear that through all the different trends we're seeing on social media, but it's true. Storytelling is the best way to be authentic and just to tell your story so that you're communicating your message effectively.
Yeah, but if I could push back a little bit on that, I think storytelling is probably more so the art, right?
Yes, it is art.
So
You have to blend the two.
yes. So storytelling is absolutely critical because with weak creative and with weak art, nobody's going to be compelled to act.
Yes.
And I think that is exactly what we were just mentioning about value perception, right? Because with weak branding, weak storytelling, you're just another person out there. Your content might as well just be created by bots at that point. Or if it lacks that human emotion, it hurts your business more than you could ever imagine.
People still want to see the people that are working at a company. They still want to see you being like a real person.
I think that's kind of
right?
Honestly a little bit frustrating based on the notion of COVID-19 and how that kind of affected things from the kind of global shutdown. I feel like some of that human element sort of got lost from working from home and all these Zoom calls that we're dealing with in the world.
Yeah, I mean, we're so reliant on social media, right? We walk from our home into our office into a restaurant, and we're on our phones constantly.
Exactly.
If we're literally about to walk into a restaurant and get a smoothie, we're on our phones, checking our email.
Yeah.
We're constantly bombarded with so much information. So how do you step into that? But then also how do you kind of create a barrier
Mm-hmm. Between the human side and the technology, or what do you mean by that?
Yeah. Between human actually human touch and then technology.
Okay.
I think video is that touch point that business owners need.
Well, yeah. I mean, people are bombarded with technology. I can't even count the amount of ads I get just to help me block my social media on my.
I've been getting a lot of those
too. It's really ironic because it's only through the social media that I'm actually finding those ads, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, the amount of competition in the world is staggering. So if with sort of self-produced or maybe haphazardly created content, you're just going to be like anybody else that's doing production or doing marketing. You really have to have either really entertaining or educational material that's going to help yourself stand out.
Yeah, and there, like you said, there is so much competition out there. So let's talk a little bit about some of those competitive pressures that we feel as video marketers, as content creators, right?
Well, I think for most people in the service industry, the biggest competitive pressure is probably pricing, right? Because if somebody has a comparable product or service that's maybe 5 to 10% lower and your quality doesn't stand out maybe 20 to 30% higher, how are you going to really be different than somebody if price is one of their biggest concerns?
Yeah, I think you have to stick out, right? What is your competitive advantage? What's your value proposition? For us, for Londen Productions, we strive for excellence. We strive to make each project better than the last. Mm-hmm. We're also family owned, so a lot of the businesses that we serve are also family owned and operated.
But at the end of the day, I think something that is a wake-up call for many people that do want to price their products and services at a premium is the fact that most things are commodities right now. And the fact that AI is now advancing its role in the world, that's going to become even more prevalent as things move on.
So how do we structure things so that we can, make the right offers for people? I
think it's a combination of a few things. So I think it's recognizing your role in the marketplace. And I think that comes through a competitive analysis of what you have to offer versus the surrounding community, even like geographically.
Yes.
As well as your role within the supply chain. So for us, it's the supply chain's marketing, right? So we're videographers who normally are working either directly with owners or directly with marketing departments, right?
Yeah.
So we have analyzed our role within that supply chain to figure out how do we best put a price and proposal together? How do we best analyze their pain points?
Yes, and we've noticed that the trends are shifting, right? Timing is important. So let's talk a little bit about timing. And how do you like structure that momentum for video marketing?
Well, that's Haley's whole job is getting in front of the right people, getting in front of the right people at the right time. So that's something that you do through your networking events as well as just your role through LinkedIn outreach and things like that. The decision maker and offer timing is probably one of the most important things to shorten the sales cycle.
Yes, it is. And you have to follow up with them if it's through like a video that you send them through like an email message or a YouTube channel, just quick notification like, hey, I just recently posted a podcast and you should check this out. It could be even as simple as just inviting a colleague to an event as well. So there's little things that you can do to help facilitate some of those.
I can't even count the number of times, right, that we've had the exact product that they've needed for a marketing department with the exact price point, the exact everything, perfect, everything was greenlit. And some type of even personal concern or some type of maybe catastrophe within the business happens or just some cash flow concern, and that offer timing just goes out the window.
It does. And you do. I mean, it happens to all of us. You just have to like just keep moving forward. Mm-hmm. It's okay. There will be another one that comes into the pipeline. So you just have to kind of stay more proactive in that.
Well, human beings are complex creatures, right? So many times people act off of logic and they use their left brain analysis and try to figure out what's best for me at this exact point based on the figures, based on just like what's best for their business. But oftentimes people just react impulsively or emotionally. And to know that on like a case-by-case basis is important just because that can actually also get you into some pretty hairy situations as well. It's
true. You got to be careful. You got to be careful out there. So I think that coincides with just kind of the human element. Mm-hmm. Like we're all still human. We have emotions. We have families.
Yeah. We
have different stressors that carry us through the day. We all need to take care of ourselves. And with taking care of ourselves, we also have to take care of the relationships that we're nurturing.
Absolutely. And any form of video marketing, I mean, we're obviously biased, but any form of video marketing we feel is actually going to always enhance that because you're getting out in front of your audience, you're appealing with your value proposition to your customers, and you're consistently reinforcing, following up, and saying, hey, this is who I am. Right now might not be the best time for you, but I'm going to be here, and we're going to be able to answer your questions and consult with you with whatever you need.
I like that. So how does urgency from the client standpoint kind of play into this overall? I would consider this to be kind of like milestones in a way that every business owner wants to hit. And these are all variables.
That is so important. I mean, urgency is an interesting thing, right? Because what is urgent in the mind is not always necessarily what's urgent in reality. So that ties into the idea of procrastination. And I always have this mindset where it's like, oh, it's so urgent for me. I got to go to the gym right now. but then I have all these other things on my to-do list that prevent me from acting. So the urgency in my mind is constantly present for working out, but then what actually ends up happening is what was more urgent based on sort of a fight or flight scenario.
So you kind of have to, in a way, kind of do a gut check.
Absolutely.
And figure out like what is most important to you in the moment and just check those things off your to-do list as quickly or as slowly as you want. And that is definitely our business, right? It is that. It's checking those things off the to-do list, evaluating where we see things are going well, where things should be going a little bit different, and then just like reevaluating and then like constantly talking and making also time for those things that are super important to us and talking through those things.
Well, that's how everybody is.
Yes.
Everybody has their survival needs. It's kind of like Maslow's hierarchy, right? Like you have your base, like human level survival, all the way up through like self-actualization. And then as a marketing professional and as somebody who is trying to earn the business of your clients, you have to be very well aware of that, how that process goes, the psychological components, the economic components of that. And if you don't tie that in to your marketing strategy, you're definitely going to be working from a place of disadvantage.
Well, I feel like we definitely covered the relationship strengths a little bit too.
Gotcha. So yeah, I mean, we could go all through all 27 of these, but
we got to 10.
the point is, there are so many aspects of marketing to address, and to make them more urgent, and to really understand where your business aligns with whatever variables you come up with and how to strengthen those. That's what we try to help with our clients too, as we implement their video campaigns.
I love it. I think that's a good way to end this episode. And we will see you on episode 4 of our podcast. Thanks for being here. It's great to dive into a few of the different check marks and different variables that I think impact everybody's business. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Thanks for watching, guys.
Cheers.